is you, pussy, I hate me too. When it's beef, you gotta pick a side, boy, can't be two. Pick a crew, your decision better be wise when you choose. Like emoji units, hands up this 50 and spin through.
Yo, YouTube, Doughboy just dropped an album. That thing BEEZY is going too crazy, so you know I gotta cook up a beat, man. Let's get into this. Hey, if you're new to the channel, man, go ahead and drop a like if your head get the bob, and that's the #1 rule on this channel. If your head bob while you watching this tutorial, you gotta like it for me. But yeah, let's get into this thing, man. So the first sound we got here is Analog Lab 5. We got this decomposition preset here. It's like a synth. So let's see what that sound like. Real simple, man. So I'm gonna break this down real quick and smooth for y'all. So essentially, the key we're in is D sharp minor. So if I go here to view, scale highlighting, D sharp minor, boom. All we did here is invert a couple of chords. So these are all, as you can see, D sharp here. So if I were to build this out again, right? Let's say I was just building this out again. That's how I started. So the first thing I did was took this top note. Damn, cuz that shit loud as fuck. First thing I did was take this top note and drop it down the octave, control down on the arrow keys. And then I took this fifth here, which is the note that was in the middle. So this middle note. After I dropped this down the octave, I just brought this down 1 semitone. Boom, that's our first chord. Now, I came over again on the next chord here. And all I did was bring this note that I dropped down from the top up 1 semitone, because why? It's on these parts here, these notes that are right next to each other on the grid. You see how that sounds just dark naturally? That's what I'm looking for. So I just brought that up literally 1 semitone. That's the second chord. Crazy. Then from there, we started over again with this first chord. Boom. We dropped it down the octave, and this time we left that F up instead of, the F sharp up there. Instead of bringing it down, we just left it right there where it was. And then what we do for the second part, brought that thing up a little semitone and drop this F down 1 more time there. So as you can see, that's really not complicated at all. We did all of that off of 1 chord. This is 1 single chord that just made the whole progression for us. Next preset we got in Analog Lab 5 is this Afterglow pad. And this is what that sounds like. So as you can see, it's kind of spooky sounding. It's real like grainy too. I was looking for kind of a texture to throw in there with it, because when you're making these melodies, you kind of want to have an idea of like what direction you're heading. And I already knew I was gonna make something dark, real kind of evil sounding for Doughboy, ESTG type, you know what I'm saying, vibe. So that's what we're doing there, man. So when we play those together, it's building a soundscape, like, you know what I'm saying? It's really crafting that ambience for you. Them textures work together real well. All right, and the last sound that we have here is this Dawn Arp from Analog Lab. Looks like it was in one of Holy's kits. And this is what that sounds like. That's dope, man. So that kind of just handles the rest of it for us there. All right, so once we had the whole melody there, we pulled the pattern into the playlist here, right click on the pattern, and we went to render as audio clip, Boom, got our audio clip, which is just this. And we didn't make any changes, we just... So that was the first part of what I did with it. I kind of put some drums on that at first and I wasn't feeling it. So then I just took that loop, put it in a new project, and we continued to cook up. Alright, so we in the new project with it. So the first thing I did, dragged the loop in, of course, we at 172 BPM, and I pitched it up 200 cents. You know? And then from there, the first thing that I added was this piano from Keyscape. That is the LA Custom C7 Cinematic, and this is what that sounds like. So yeah, we're in F minor now, so I'll switch my scale to F minor. Boom. And it's pretty much the same progression, man. We're on the, technically this would have been the A sharp, so we're there. Then we go up one semitone, and then we're just playing with those half steps, man. This F is the root note, so I went from this C to the root, and then I just went to 2 more half steps. I found 2 half steps that sounded good to me, and then from there, I just came back down. The last root note was that C sharp, so I put this C here, because again, it's just these half steps that's creating that tension, and it's just going back into it real smooth, like. So we also layered it 3 times here, as you can see, 3 octaves, just to completely fill out that whole frequency range. Because if I muted these up here, for example, it just sounds a little bit more empty, you know. So it just sounds way better when you have all those notes in there. Sounds way better, man. 10 times better. You know it ain't an Richh video if I don't crack open expand at least one time. So yeah, man, we went and expand. We got these vocals mixed E choir, or something like that. So yeah, this is what that sounds like. Real cool, man. Again, we're just playing with the same chords, bruh. So this F, if I were to build a chord out like this, I just dropped this G over here. This C, I brought it down an octave, but I also put it up here. So it just kind of climbs down the scale. And as you can see, again, we're just on these half steps here in the root note. Easy peasy, man. We also have a little bit of Valhalla vintage verb on there and a real simple EQ. I almost forgot to break down this bell I added as well. So this is what the final product of the bell sounded like. That's too hard, bro. So with the melody, that's crazy. Alright, so this is how I made this bell. We're in expand, we have the glockenspiel preset. And it started out with just a very simple pattern. Very simple pattern, man. What sauced it up was the effects that I put on there. So I added a crystallizer with this crystal builder preset. So I'll just have that on first. So by itself, that shit sounds trash. But I also threw a halftime on there as well. That tamed it a little bit. So, damn. What I liked about it was how it was kind of building up and having that little twinkle at the end of it. So once I put those two effects on it, I basically just rendered it out here, and that sounds like this. Which sounds a lot more tame. From there, I just took the part that I like, I just chopped it in half, and I just let that play over and over. Easy. Alright, after that, I added a random bass out of some kit, just like a sub bass, and one of those tubular church bells. So this is what that sounds like. Just play with this. Alright, man, that's our whole loop there. So on the actual starter that I made itself, I also added this crystallizer on the wet pad preset. Played with the mix a little bit on there. Added a little RC20 with the vinyl 3 preset, and we have an EQ on there as well. So this is what our whole melody sound like. Alright, man, so all together, man, this is the beat. Hey, Richh. That's it, man. Another one done. That's how I make a beat for Doughboy. That new project BEEZY going crazy, man. Shout out to them dudes, ESTG and Southside. Man, they snapped on that one track, man. The one with Future. Man, the whole tape hard, man. But hey, man, if y'all learned something today, drop me a sub if you haven't already. Like the video if your head got the bobbing, man. We done with another one, so I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here, man. Peace.